me. Hold on a sec. How goes it? I'm in the piazza. As evening falls, just having a coconut coffee and some tramezzini because I was filming. They don't have tramezzini here in at this cafe, so I ran over to another place and grabbed some so I could film them because I'm doing a passage in the Turin video about comparing tramezzini from Turin versus here, because they were apparently invented in Turin, and the Torinese will always tell you theirs are the best, and I'm like, how dare you? The Venetian tramezzini are sacred. It's a religion here. So I just ran over to buy some. They don't care here because they know me. So I just grabbed a few to take some photos. I ended up eating some of them. I got crab meat and egg. I got the classic. I haven't touched this one. This one looks great in the pictures. The classic prosciutto, an egg, and then of course had to get a tuna one. This one's good, tuna and olives. And you see how full they are of stuff. When I used to get tramezzini, it was a tramezzino place right under the doctor's house years ago in Vicenza, and it was the same shaped triangle with a little bump inside, and the bump was just a tiny bit of tuna or the tiny bit of egg or the tiny bit of whatever, salmon. So when I came here, I discovered what a real tramezzino looks like. It's like 40 times the content in there. So I was just doing a few shots, so later tonight I'm going to put together the kind of scene where I'm like comparing tramezzini, like a war, I'm gonna use the music from Jaws. Someone was asking me in the video, the Seagull 1963 Legacy video, did I get permission to use the Interstellar music? That's not a thing. You can't get permission to use it. I mean, getting permission to use Hans Zimmer Interstellar soundtrack would probably cost, I don't know, $150,000 or something like that. Instead, what you do is you just use it and they demonetize your video. They say, sorry, we've detected copyrighted material under Universal Music Group or whatever, and you cannot monetize your video, which is something I'm completely used to. I've been doing it for 6 years and it happens all the time. Whatever proceeds from the clicks, from the advertising, the Google AdSense, will go to Warner Music Group or Universal Music Group or whoever owns the Hans Zimmer stuff. But it's not going to be much money anyway, so who gives a shit? And I'm being paid for the commercial. Just, I didn't know that you guys don't know that, but I guess I don't say it often enough. That's how it works. Unless you buy music on one of these websites that kind of has generic rock or generic music, like you just type in what you want. And now, of course, with AI, you can probably type into AI just like, give me something that sounds a little bit like the Interstellar soundtrack but isn't, and it'll probably pump it out. And that way you can use copyright-free music. But I've never done that. I always use copyrighted music because I want good music, not shit elevator music. Gin and Coke? No, I'm not having gin. I was there with James till the wee hours. We were here in the piazza at the end of the night and it started raining and we put up one of the umbrellas because all the umbrellas are tied up. We were sitting down the way and I untied one. We sat under it in the rain drinking beers and smoking, and then it just got torrential and we had to tie the thing back up again and we got drenched. But James is like, okay, from the way you sprung into action there and tied that thing up properly in that crazy torrential rain, I think you're qualified to come out with us on the boat the next time, because he is a friend with a big sailboat. But that's just him being dramatic. What reference? Datejust. This is not a Datejust. This is one of my own watches that I did with Frollo. You can find it on my website, OisínOMalleychannel.com. OisínOMalleychannel.com. If you don't know how to spell my name properly, just look at the channel you're looking at and you'll see the spelling. Don't put in an apostrophe or anything. If you go on there, you'll see these watches. This one's the turquoise dial. It's real stone. I have a malachite, a tiger eye, a marble Aventurina glass from Murano glass. All real stone dials or glass dials, not just coloured. But I know it looks like a Datejust. It doesn't cost anything close to a Datejust. OisínOMalleychannel.com. I might put my wallets on sale. Need to sell some of those wallets. Check this out for a nice coffee. Look at that thing. Boom. Yeah, so I got home at 6 a.m. Stopped into the new apartment real quick to pull out some paper, because Tuesday is paper collection day. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Or is it? Oh no, it isn't. Oh shit, did I do the wrong night? Maybe I did the wrong night. Anyway, I dropped out some stuff from the place. And I'm still clearing the place out. And then hit the hay. It was a late one. You have Marvel Wolverine hair. I can do the Wolverine. I used to do the Wolverine look more. A lot more. I'll take that as a compliment, thank you. Was going to travel to northern Italy, says Hans. Sorry if I'm not reading the names of the people who are saying these things, 'cause it's just kind of hard to see. What city is nicest to visit? Verona, Trieste, or Turin? Trieste is the reject because it's a new city, a new Italian city. It was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire for a long time. It became part of Italy in the 50s, I want to say. So there isn't a fast train out there still. It's somewhat the outcast, even though it is a beautiful city. The good things about Turin are the fact that there are Roman ruins on the top of the hill. There is an old Roman auditorium thing. There's a gorgeous big piazza. You can watch my video, Omega in Trieste. And there's the dichotomy between the Viennese style, the Austrian style food and drink, and then the Italian. So you get a bit of both. So you have a pizzeria or Italian food next to some place that's doing Würstel and all of that, and sauerkraut and all that. So that's an interesting thing. Verona is magnificent. It has the arena. They still put on concerts there. You can go and see Juliet's house, where Romeo looked up at Juliet on the balcony. Jesus Christ, there's tons of stuff. You can go look at my Verona video. I do the root beer in Verona. Just search through my videos, you'll find it. If you don't know how to search through YouTube, you've got bigger problems. And Turin was the original capital of the Kingdom of Italy. Also stunner. I suppose out of all three, if you had to twist my arm, I suppose Verona. I suppose. Also, Verona is not far, is a short train ride to Padua, to Vicenza. I've done an episode on Padua as well, and it's not too far also from Venice. You could pop over to Venice. Whereas with Turin, you're pretty far out there, and the same with Trieste, you're pretty far. It's kind of slow on the train and stuff like that. I don't know if you're driving or what. Why don't you do all three? Do I still own the Explorer 1? No, I haven't had an Explorer 1 in a very long time. Sunglasses at night. Yeah, sunglasses all the time. I don't know. What's your problem? There are two types of people in the world. Regular, normal human beings, and then people who complain about people who wear sunglasses at night or indoors or whatever. It's not because there's sun out. It's because my eyes are hanging out of my head because I stayed up till 6 in the morning drinking with a chronic alcoholic. Fucking hell. They should have that on dating websites. Do you ever complain about people wearing sunglasses in the evening or in a venue or on stage or whatever? And if you check Mark, then people swipe. You're the fun of the party. Are you dating in Venice? No, but I bumped into a girl who keeps waving at me all the time earlier. No, I have a girlfriend in London. No, I haven't been doing a whole lot of dating. It's a tough town for dating. Oh my God, Dolly Parton died? Shrubby? Why didn't I get a BBC News notification? That's terrible. She's one of the OGs. Incredible woman. Incredible. Incredible singer, incredible writer. Wrote some of the greatest songs ever written. What knot did I use, Ray Ray? I didn't use, I don't know knots. I don't know knots. That would be the first thing if I were to go out to sea on the French sailboat. That would probably be the thing I would spend most of my time trying to learn, is how to do some like basic. Send me a list of the knots that you think I would need, like 4 or 5 most important ones to learn. We were joking about that last night as well. I was like, I didn't do like a sailor's knot or some sort of special knot. I just did like a regular. I was also trying to keep my fucking $800 Todd's loafers dry, but that didn't happen. Jolene, yeah, Jolene's an amazing song. She wrote Jolene and she wrote I Will Always Love You on the same day, in one day. Dirk will be devastated. He's such a huge fan of hers. Dolly was a genius. Learn bowline. That's it, trust me. Okay, bowline. All right. Hope I remember that. Make a London video with her, Nina. If I do, will you stop complaining about my sunglasses? They're part of my fucking head. I sometimes go to bed with the bloody things on. No, that's not true, but it's nearly true. Watching YouTube star soon to be 500k. Will you overtake Teddy and Nico? No, I doubt I'll overtake either of those guys. I say too much shit. I say too much controversial stuff. I actually have an opinion about things in the world. Those said YouTubers, you have no idea what their opinion about anything is in the world because they just keep it. They keep their private thoughts and their personal opinions completely separate from their channel. Honestly, a smart thing to do for your business. Whereas I'm a kind of an open book. I'll tell you guys what I think about this and that. And it's a different kind of thing. But they're watch channels. I'm not a watch channel. Teddy talks about, I talk about watches, food, wine, cigars, whiskey, travel, architecture, restaurants, history, documentaries on World War One, World War Two, blah blah fucking blah. I do comedy, the Lenny stuff and other stuff. I do a lot of travel, blah blah blah. I do interviews with lots of people. I suppose Teddy does that too. I talk politics. I've had incredible members, people who work for the US government on. I've had people who've written books about watches and about history, yada, yada, yada. The list goes on. I'm sure I forgot a few things. Teddy talks about watches. So does Nico. Can't compare the two. Oh my God. That chaos-causing punter. There are NPCs, and when they are in a genocide, I will be quiet too. I don't understand what you mean. I don't know who you are. Do I like olives now? Yeah, Andy London, I'm coming around. I've decided to give up that fight I had against olives and just give in, concede. I'm not going to die on that hill. Olives are everywhere around me in Italy. I may as well just learn to like them, and my life will be easier. How I learned to relax and just love the bomb, right? Stanley Kubrick. So it's 107 today in North Texas. Jesus. Dreaming of Venice. Yeah, Venice is quite pleasant today. Very pleasant. It was pretty sticky last week. Oh, that sounds awful. I met with a viewer yesterday. He was going through Milan. He picked up some watches from Carinardo, the CN watches. Delighted. And he lives in Phoenix, Arizona. He was telling me about the heat there. Nice day. Yes, Andrew, you hear Nino Rota, right, was the composer. Yes, there it is there, classic theme. Mario Puzo wrote the book, and Nino Rota composed the soundtrack. It was mostly based on already established themes from Sicily, including the Cavalleria Rusticana. My favorite of all the themes is Kay's theme, because there's the Godfather theme is There's the other one. That's the Cavalleria Rusticana. Do, 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 do. And then there's do, 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 which you already heard. But my favorite one is the chromatic one, Kay's theme. Do, 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 do. Why am I eating so late? Cause your mom. I don't know. What kind of fucking question is that? It's not that late. It's 20 to 9. Oh, weird question. I just picked up some tramezzini so I could film them in slow motion and film me eating one because it's going to be part of a bigger scene where I'm comparing the tramezzini from Venice to the tramezzini in Turin. And, you know, until I have those shots, I can't complete the sequence. So it's frustrating. I'll be sitting up all night going, okay, I wish I had the shots. So now I have them, I think. Thomas Wolfe, what do you think about doing some trips around Italy like you did in the past, farther away, maybe with watch content, but also reviewing the area and architecture? You are good at that. Well, you may as well ask me, what do I think about wearing a blue shirt? I just got back from Turin. I've been telling everybody that. And I filmed a big thing on Turin with a Breguet watch. So you're literally asking me something that's already underway. What's the watch? SRC. It's one of the ones I did with Frollo. It's on my website, oisinomalleychannel.com. oisinomalleychannel.com. This is the turquoise one. It's real turquoise stone. And we have other colors. You can buy them right there. I think a Datejust is a beautiful watch, there's no doubt. And obviously it's got white gold and it's a Rolex, blah, 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 blah. But it's also $12,000 and up. This is less than $1,000 and it's got real stone dials, which you cannot get on a Datejust. Just saying. Italian brand. Yeah, I mean it's a collaboration with my friend Frollo, who has a history in jewelry here in the city. And it's kind of based on there's a cross on the dial, I can't really show you here. And on the back that's based on a famous window shape in a place called Cadoro, a big palazzo here on the Grand Canal, very famous palazzo. All the info's there on the website. It's 40 mil case, but it's just shy. It's like 39.8, 39.9. I think it's 12 and a half thick, 20 mil lugs. It's decent. They're nice. They're very pretty. If you want something that looks like a Datejust, but you're not in the mood to throw down 12,000 or something, and you want something a bit more interesting, like the great thing about the stone dials is they have interesting color. It doesn't really happen with artificial light, but when you're in the sun, there's all sorts of striations and so on, and reflections in the stone. That's why stone dials are so interesting. The Tiger Eye for me is probably the best one, because it's never looks the same depending on which angle, especially when the sunlight on it. It's quite stunning. But I'm wearing blue, so I figured I'd wear this. Yeah, so you can check it out on OisínOMalleychannel.com. And I have my other ones there, the big beefy ones, the Frollo, the Ferro di Prua. They're a beefy dive style watch. They're a bit more money, but you get straps, you get rubber, and you get leather, and then the bracelet, and they're 300-meter water resistance and stuff like that. So different thing. And there's wallets there, handmade wallets and ashtrays. I'm waiting for a new batch of the ashtrays to come in. They were a big seller. Pissing rain all day here, says Ray Ray. Yeah, well, it was coming down cats and dogs last night. MD Charles, I heard there's a blue crab problem in Venice. There's no problem, there's blue crab here, but the Venetians don't eat it. They don't eat it, they're not interested in it. It's pretty cheap throwaway stuff, whereas elsewhere in the world they really go crazy for it. Oh man. I guess I won't need dinner now. Need Stramazzini. Could use a smoke though. So I updated the John O'Malley, my dad's lighter. Doesn't look nice in this light, but I updated it. I put in an insert for gas, but it had two because I was just trying to beat a big swinging dick, and it was flying through the butane too fast. So I ordered another one, a single, which works just as well, and it doesn't eat the butane as fast. I overshot the first time around. Whatever happened to Squally watches? I don't know. I never gave a shit about Squally watches. As far as I know, there was only ever one channel that ever did. They never came up on my radar much. But for all I know, they're the best watches ever made in the history of the world. Though I do doubt it. SRC, my favorite cigars now. H. Upmann, great cigars. Great cigar. Thomas Wolf, sorry, must have missed that vid. Which vid? No, were you the guy asking, should I go around Italy again? No, that vid is not published yet. I'm currently building it. I just was in Turin. I did some live streams from Turin while I was there filming. I'm doing exactly what you're inquiring about. The reason you don't see a whole lot of those videos is because they cost me thousands to shoot, because I have to get hotels and I have to go around and I have to buy tickets into museums and take trains and all of this, and it just all accumulates. It takes a lot of work because you have to film the shit out of the city. You've got to go around, you've got to try this, try that, stand in front of the camera, do the talking stuff, and then you have to bring it all home, like terabytes of data, dump it onto the computer and start building a documentary. You know, it's a huge undertaking. So even back when I used to do those, You know, people think of it, oh, you used to do those things. No, I'm still doing them. They're just between those big videos, I do smaller shit, simpler shit. Like the other day, I just did a seagull video that they paid me for. That wasn't so hard to make. This is super easy because I just turn on the thing and smoke a cigar and talk. So this is effortless. The other things are much bigger. So it's a bit like saying to someone who's knitting a sweater, why don't you go back to building 747s again, you know, or something? It's like, because that's a fucking big undertaking, you know. That's all I'm trying to clarify. When I did Joe Hattab, the Joe Hattab thing with him here, that video that's like 13 million views or whatever, he was coming through Venice. He wanted to do a thing on Venice. I was one of his people he interviewed and walked around with, and we took a taxi around and stuff. That video was not published, and he has a team. He had a couple of cameramen with him and so on. And then he has people who work for him because he's an absolutely huge channel. He has people who do the editing. That video wasn't published till like 8 months later, and he has a team. I don't have a team. I just do it all by myself. So I'm just trying to put it in perspective here for you. But be sure when I do publish the Turin video, which I'm hoping I can get out in the next 10 days, 2 weeks, once I put it out, be sure to ask me, why don't you do those live streams from the piazza again? I'll be like, oh. Ever think about putting a better movement into the Cadorna watches? We'll go with it with a Salita. Salita SW200. I'll consider it. I don't see a problem right now with it. Chris in the Upper East Side. Did you check out the bar at the Titanic Hotel when you were in Belfast? That's a nice bar. Just don't order a Guinness. It tastes like sugar. It's weird. Guinness in the north is weird. Rob Adesquale, plus 16 seconds a day. So it got rid of it. Rubbish movements. Jeez, a lot of Seikos are plus 25 seconds a day. Plus 16 seconds a day isn't that bad for a relatively budget watch. I mean, I wouldn't even notice with these. I haven't tested these. I just set it before I left the house. It'll be fine for the evening, and then by tomorrow I'll be wearing something else. So I won't notice the plus or minus seconds a day, you know. I used to obsess over those things, but I don't anymore. I would, if I thought I would get stranded in the desert or in the forest or something and have to find my way back to civilization that took me 3 months to do, you know, living off natural resources and hunting and then I'd be like, okay, how accurate is that watch going to be? But, you know, you're living in you have tons of watches and you just pick it up. They're all stopped anyway because you haven't worn them in days, and you just wind them up and you give them a quick set on your way out the door. The plus and minus seconds a day, unless it's really bad, unless it's like gaining 5 minutes a day, I don't think it's any reason to get your knickers in a twist, you know? If you're not obsessive about accuracy, I think you should just get a quartz watch. But that's just my opinion. Of course, it's just my opinion. I'm not going to convey anyone else's opinion. I love when people say that to you in an argument. Well, that's just your opinion. I'm like, well, whose opinion would you rather me express? Yours? Like, of course it's my opinion. Will I do another State of the Collective video, Jeff? That's a great idea. Yeah, people have been asking me to do that for ages. Yeah, I will. Yeah. Nina, why don't you do a Veneziano video? Okay, you're just trying to annoy me now, aren't you? Trying to get under my skin. Nice evening. Very nice. Message retracted. What did you say, Caustic? Did you say something stupid? Yes, I'm going to put this little bit together that will be it'll just be because if you notice the big videos that I do, like Ireland and stuff, and Omega and Trieste and all that, there's scenes after scenes. You just build a bunch of scenes and then you kind of put them together and hope it all kind of flows. If it doesn't, you have to make segues. Or rearrange things. Listen, with movements, watch movements, when they're super accurate, it is a joy. It is a very nice thing. I remember years ago when I was obsessed with that stuff, I used to sit there and time all my fucking watches down to the very second. And I enjoyed it, it was fun. It was part of the fun. Just to know that this mechanical device is able to kind of hold relatively decent accuracy is a very cool thing. And out of all the watches I had at the time, I had about 12 or 15 watches. There were two that came in right on the money, like 0-0, like they didn't gain or lose any time. One was the Yachtmaster, brand new Rolex Yachtmaster, and the other was a Seiko Mini Turtle. I had two of them. I had a Pepsi Seiko Mini Turtle and then a black one. The Pepsi gained a few seconds a day or something. But the black one let's just look at the draw. Sometimes you get a movement but you can't expect it with a Seiko because those watches were $400 or $500, whereas the Yachtmaster was 11 grand or something. So it's like when you're spending that kind of money, you're like, oh, well, I'd like it to be somewhat accurate, if not very accurate. But to me, it's a bit like depth rating, Oh, this watch can go down 4,000 meters under the water. You're like, okay, something you will never ever do in your whole life. So it's like, that's cool. So as impressive as it is, it's also something that you've purchased based on something that you will never get to even witness. Very strange. Rick, I have a dilemma. I've been offered a Yachtmaster with this slate dial, right? The AD. Well, Rick, you mustn't know, or Nick, you mustn't know my channel at all. One of the first videos I ever put out was the Yachtmaster rhodium dial, they used to call it. Now it's called the slate dial. And how much I think it's possibly the most perfect Rolex ever made. And after that, people like Jenny L and Sophie and so many other people were like, I became interested in that watch because of that dude's video. And a lot of people, I don't know how many people have emailed me over the years saying, I bought that watch because you convinced me because of that video and your photography of that watch. Tonight is full of like rhetorical questions, isn't it? Somehow. You've just asked Oliver Reed, does he like to drink? Or, I don't know. Yehudi Menuhin should, is violin a nice instrument? Or something, Yes. I think you should absolutely get it. I think it is maybe the perfect Rolex, or one of them. And if you want to see my video, it's from 5 or 6 years ago though. But all you have to do is go on my channel, hit the magnifying glass thing to search, Oisín Yachtmaster, and you'll find, you won't just find that one, you'll also find one on the gold on the Oyster Flex. I know the channel well, thanks for confirming yourself. If you know the channel well, Nick, then you were just asking me for a laugh then. Brilliant. I don't mind the NH35, but I prefer the 28,000 vibrations per hour sweep. The Seiko is too jittery for me. Oh, I see. I think that until you've seen a Grand Seiko spring drive seconds hand sweep, you haven't seen a smooth sweep. Once you get used to that seconds hand sweep, then you go back to a Rolex and it looks jittery. Or the Accutron, you remember the Space View? Yes, Nick, you were offered one of the nicest Rolex at the ET. I don't understand why you would, unless you don't have the money for it. I don't know what it was about that Yachtmaster video that struck a chord with so many. I've been trying to figure it out. It's not a great quality video. It was back at the beginning of the channel and I was still learning how to do all this. But I believe it could be something. There's a couple of comments in there that I think maybe stuck in people's minds. And one of them was that it was like a dressed up Submariner. Like it was like it's essentially a Rolex sub, but like with its Sunday best on or something like that. Or the rich man's sub. Maybe I said something like that. It's the rich man's Submariner, which is a ridiculous thing to say because if you have a Rolex Submariner on your wrist, you're doing very, very fucking well. You're one of the 1% Europe, one of the 1% of the 1%. But I guess I said that and it might have stuck in people's heads and they're like, oh wow, yeah, I want the rich man's Submariner. Anyway. Yeah, Robert, I see that about Dolly Parton. I'm surprised I didn't get a BBC notification. I always get those when something breaking news, they come to my phone. It's that's devastating. What age was she? Do you have an interesting story to meet up with Dolly? No, I never met Dolly Parton. Never supported her, never played any gigs near her or around her in any way, never met her, never had any. We never had any connection with country really at all. She was a queen though, one of the greats. One of the absolute greats. As I said, Dirk will be absolutely smashed, heartbroken. But she must have been a fine old age, no? 80 years old, okay. Thomas, what do I think about the new Accutron space view? Is maintenance an issue? I don't know about maintenance, but I like the Accutron. I like that it works at 360 hertz. I think it's a very interesting watch. Quite a small watch, or at least the old ones are. I don't know if the new ones are a little larger. But yeah. Yeah, poor old Dolly. I guess there'll be a lot of, condolences pouring in from various famous singers, songwriters, and so on. She's considered kind of country music royalty. Maybe the OG. Didn't she turn down the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a few years ago? I think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame were like, they wanted to nominate her. I hate that thing. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I think, is a ton of bullshit. It's just a bunch of rich bros trying to be in the same room as their favorite rock bands. So they invented this made-up award. It's bullshit. But anyway, and I think she turned it down. She goes, well, I'm not rock and roll, so what the hell are you talking about? I think she kind of embarrassed them, showed them up for what they are. Good for her. Jason, waiting for Mrs. Wright. I don't know. I think the LN2 Preppy, I think the Rolex Yachtmaster Slate embodies quiet luxury. It's just, you go back and watch my video on it. I describe it in detail. It's like how the case shape is essentially like the Daytona, but from the front it looks like, a sports diver almost, with a little bit of extra bling and luxury. And it's very unique. The platinum bezel is very interesting. Some people avoid those watches because they're terrified of the platinum bezel becoming worn over the years. I don't think that's a legitimate reason to turn down a watch. All watches will get worn over the years. Yeah, I talk about it, all the details, all the reasons I love that watch. Especially how funny the dial is. It appears black at certain angles, and then it appears silvery bright white. It kind of plays with the light a lot, you know. It's after 9. Should I get a spritz or something? There hasn't been a single super chat yet, so I guess maybe I'll hold off. Had a good night last night, met up with friends, met with that viewer. James came along. I gave him a camera so he could start his channel, he can start recording. I hope he was out today or go out tomorrow or something. He's going to record a bunch of different stuff around Venice, and I'm going to edit it for him and finally get his channel going. I think it'll be incredible. His knowledge is extensive. Jeff, how did you learn to film and edit video? I know you produce music, but was it a byproduct of that? Yeah, well, once you become familiar with a linear editing system, a digital audio workstation, as they say, the DAW, it's very similar to that. You have video in strips across the screen, and you chop them and move them around, and it's essentially the same thing as chopping up music in Pro Tools. It's just now you have an extra element of the video. And I cut a few videos years ago with the band. I put some videos together, like music videos for our band, and there's one of the concerts, the Everything concert. If you go on Mr. North YouTube, Mr. North Everything, there's a 2-hour movie thing, and if you look behind, there's a huge screen behind us for people at the back so they can watch the concert or whatever. But I also utilize I like when you go to a concert and there's graphics or some sort of film or something interesting on the screen behind the band, rather than just close-ups. Oh, we had those too. We had a guy in the halfway through the audience with a long-range camera and all of that, so you could watch the singer up close on the screen. But there was a ton of kind of movie snippets and things I put together to kind of suit the song, so I put all that together, and got a piece of software and hired a guy to synchronize everything with the music for the show. So I did all that, and then I cut the film as well. That what became that movie. It was actually in the movie theater in New York, the premiere of it. I cut that film. We had a bunch of cameras, like 7 cameras or something. That was quite a job. I managed to get it. This is Top Geezer. I managed to get a Yachtmaster 40 with the slate dial. Let's see if I can get a spritz. Just to take the edge off, because last night. Mi porti un spritz select, grazie. Grazie mille. Slate dial after seeing your video. See, Top Geezer, there's another one. I had no idea that they existed until I saw your video. Struggled to find it on the Rolex website. Well, it's funny you mention that, because that's exactly what Jenny L said. She got one a few years ago, and she said that exact thing. She actually showed clips of my video saying that I had made the strong point that on the website, the Yachtmaster I think the one at the time they were pushing was the Yachtmaster 2. So you'd click on the Yachtmaster 2 and then that would come up, and then you'd have to slide through and then find, and then you'd see the rose gold one on the Oysterflex, and then you'd have to click on that and then choose steel and platinum or Rolus or whatever they called it. And eventually it was kind of buried on the website. That was something I mentioned, yeah. That it was kind of like a secret gem in the catalog, you know. Andrew Schneider. In your touring days, was there someone you met, another musician, band member, Booker Van, with a watch you remember and did not expect to see it? No. I when I was touring, I wasn't into watches, man. I wasn't. I appreciated a nice looking watch, but I never knew what I was looking at. So I kind of missed the whole watch thing, but I'm glad because I didn't have much money back then, you know. I was a struggling artist for years. So a few girlfriends dragged me into Macy's over the years to say, hey, let's get you a nice watch. But I hated everything, you know, because the ground floor of Macy's it's all fashion watches, you know. So I didn't like anything. I was like, bleh, horrible, no. And we always left empty-handed. And then we'd be walking down Fifth Avenue and I'd see a watch in a window and go, oh, I like that. And she'd go, it's $50,000, I'm not buying you that, you know, or whatever. I'm like, okay, so I'm fucked then. Hey, there they are. All dressed nice. How does this guy do this, man? Look at you looking super sharp. You entertaining people tonight? Hey guys. Buonasera. Grab a seat. I've occupied all the seats. Sorry, I was filming. I was doing, yeah, good idea. Yeah, make that one easy. I was filming Tramezzini because I'm doing a sequence in the Turin video where I compare the Torinese Tramezzini to the Venice Tramezzini. So I was doing close-ups of Tramezzini. Were you guys over at Scavi?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I bumped into them around last month.
Nice. Are there any watches you saw? Sorry, I'll just do this for another few minutes, guys. You guys get a drink. Don't mind me.
Prossima volta cerco di prenderlo.
Andiamo per i Bombay, grazie.
Notice James wearing the Seagull. PayPal incoming. Thank you, George. Thank you. Yeah, James modeled the watch. Io ho preso già un select. Già ordinato. Spero. Yeah, James did a little modeling for me.
With the ketone suit.
With the ketone suit, that's right. Yes, with a $12,000 suit on. No less, with like 14. Okay. And if you see the close-ups, you'll see the sleeve there are certain color matches. It has a little bit of burgundy stitching throughout, so it matched with the watch. And his wrist is a bit more slight than mine, so the watch looks a little nicer in his wrist than it does on mine. My wrist is a little too burly for that watch, I think. Right.
I presume they are somewhat more athletic than either you or me.
Yes. Colin Kerr, say hello to Bruce and Rebecca, stars of the show. Even though he has a slight wrist. What are you wearing tonight? Can I show it to the audience? Pull it off. Do you mind? I don't want to point the camera in your face. Well, I mean, you can, if you want, that's fine. I just don't want to assume. The classic bluesy, guys. I used to have a solid gold one of these. Grazie, caro. Quanto via questo, grazie mille. E anche questo. Grazie. Hello. Hi to James the Legend.
Are your license?
Do you mind? I don't know if it'll... Oh, just about. Just about. You're making me miss the solid gold one. George Maguire, 20 PayPal. Thank you, man. That'll pay for some drinks. I can't close this.
No glide lock on that.
No, there's no glide lock. The classic bluesy, guys. What a beautiful thing. Bruce has a Yachtmaster. We were just talking about a Yachtmaster on here. There's a lot of people who are. One guy was offered one at the AD, so he was asking me, should he get it? What do you think I said? Of course.
If that was your first, you never would have got any more.
That's right. That's right. Sorry guys, I'm going to turn off notifications for a sec. Give me a sec. I'm wearing one of my...
That's the polo.
Matches the shirt.
Where is it from?
Where is Frollo? He's probably at home.
I walked past and I saw the beard. He looks very dashing.
Oh, he has the... Oh yeah? A new look? See,
It
that's
didn't
it.
ring the bell because there was someone inside. But,
All right. Yeah, that's smart. The gin and tonic's coming. JSE Bastian or JS no J Sebastian. Love that would be JF Sebastian. I love the watch, but I prefer this. He loves the solid gold one. Well, we all do. Don't rub it in, dude.
beggars can't be choosers at the end of the day, right? My friend started wearing this rose gold Daytona recently. I just wonder which auntie rolled that off.
Yeah, which auntie went senile and won't notice the missing Daytona?
It's all scratched up, which just means, yeah, that's probably old money, right?
Cheers, guys. James, it feels like it's been ages.
Well,
Did you tell them about what we got into last time with the storm? We held out as long as we could, but then it just became, oh my god, it became comical.
that's why you could come sailing with me any day. Get that sail down in no time.
Well, the switch went off where I went, okay, I'm not getting out of this without being soaked. So now you just embrace the suck, as the Israeli military say. Embrace the suck, and you just go for it. It's like you're not getting out of this dry, O'Malley.
That must be
So
3 or 4 in the morning.
yeah, it's 4 or 5 in the morning. Yeah.
Because you were up watching it.
I
Did I
was
tell you
up
I had to
watching
die
it.
from the espadrilles all day?
Oh yeah. You called me a couple of times, though.
We did, yeah.
What was that about?
Oh, Marco, because he's on Riyadh time, was asking about the watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got the photos, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I thought you'd still be awake, because I was still awake.
No, I hit the pillow, man. I was out. I took out the trash. Because when you're that late, you may as well just take it out.
Have to once a week at least.
That's pretty good, actually.
Hanzo, the thoughts on the new Speedmasters, the reduced, the new one, the 38mm? I don't know. I don't think you should buy one because they're $11,000, and you can, if you go on Chrono 24, you can find yourself a Speedmaster reduced, the original, for about 2.5, 3. And that's the one that Dirk Kennedy has. I gave him that a few years ago as a gift when he came to Venice, and he loves it. Still one of his favorite watches.
Do you know what? I watched The Nice Guys again,
Yes.
and I swear in that Russell Crowe is wearing a Speedmaster on a leather strap
Probably.
because it's pure and direct.
Yeah.
I swear.
It wouldn't surprise me. The guy's a huge watch guy. He wears all his own watches on his movies. He doesn't wear
There's
props.
no straps in there, but it would be pure and direct. The Speedmaster was 68, right?
Yeah. Louise says, hi, James.
Hello.
Nobby Sensei, 550 or 5,500 Swiss francs. Is that just for the black one, the steel one? I thought one of them was 11 grand. Oh no, I was watching a thing that was Aussie. That's Aussie dollars, 11 grand. So sorry, it's not $11,000 or euros. But still, you can, for less than half, you can still get one on the grey. I know it's not the modern movement and all of these other things, but I don't know. I also think that unless you have a very small wrist, why wouldn't you just get a real moon watch like the 42? And if it's a lady who wants to wear a Speedy, I think 38 might be a little big in most cases. So I don't know where that watch sits in the market, you know.
I'd be in that children's book. My head would be sticking out, maybe on the deck.
Do you feel like talking to these people for 2 minutes? I'll hand you guys over to James for a minute. You can pick his brain about his new channel coming out. Dun, doodle-doo-dum, doodle-doo-dum.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Everyone well? Had a wonderful day here in Venice. It's been it's nice and clear because there was a huge storm last night. Hello. There was a huge storm last night. You should have seen it. The lightning was coming down exactly above San Marco. It was beautiful. A complete deluge. Oh, thank you. It's thank you, Andy. It's by my tailor, as you well know. I can't tell you the name because otherwise that would cause a delay for me. Crypto 7. The temperature right now, look, it was quite terrible, to be fair. But now after the storm has come and gone, it's about 25, 27, I would say. Rome right now is still at 35. Never go to Rome in the height of summer. It's awful. It's exemplified as well by, the concrete and everything like that. Ray, I've just about got my act in order, and I've got all the equipment now, so I will be starting filming in the next few days, actually. Ah, well, of course, Andy. I mean, German Street used to be a bit of a haunt of mine. Not only for Floris, the perfumer, I used to get my hair cut at GOF Trumper back in the day. I used to get my cigarettes from Davidoff at the end of the street on the corner of St. James. I will tell you my old tailor, it was New in Lingwood, which is down there next to the statue of, what's his name? Beau Brummel. Well, look, I can give you the name of the new tailor of King Charles, which is he's been using he was always an Anderson and Shepherd man, but he's been using Turnbull and Asser recently as well, which are very good. Still make in England. Great shirts, obviously James Bond with the cocktail cuff. Yes, Eric, indeed. I've actually got a friend who works at Floris at the moment. She's working on new perfumes, and she mentioned the other day that how wonderful it would be to know that if you're wearing a Floris scent, then if you were at a ball and Jane Austen was there, then perhaps Jane Austen would have actually had a whiff of your perfume from across the ball, because that's the pedigree of Floris. How wonderful to think that Jane Austen might have smelt your perfume and been somewhat ravished by it. Gibbs and Hawkes, indeed. I did used to do Gibbs and Hawkes. Number 1 London, of course. It's still a great building, still a fantastic building. There's a wonderful chap in there who also will take your shoes and polish them for you. You get them back after about a week or so, but he's done a complete mirror shine, a true military shine on your shoes, and he's a really nice guy.
That was till about midday.
Andy, obviously the Floris Elite is fantastic. I do say though that I'm a big fan of GOF Trumper's Sandalwood. And the sandalwood is just, it's a strong scent. It's a very, very good scent. Floris actually used to be, I don't know why I keep mentioning it, but James Bond's perfumier back in the original books. There's so many names dropped into the original James Bond books. It's all about getting your cigarettes made at Davidoff and your perfume made at Floris. It's about establishing the character as a true 1950s gentleman. What always got me was he used to get his cigarettes made of a certain Turkish blend at Davidoff, but they'd put 3 golden rings around the filter for him. And it was so obvious for Smersh to know wherever he'd been, because in the books he smoked 60 a day. So wherever he'd been, he'd always leave his cigarette butts lying around. So they'd pick them up and be like, oh, James Bond has been here. And for me, it always struck me as a bit of a silly thing for a spy to do, because everybody always knew he should just be smoking Marlboro Lights. He shouldn't be smoking these handcrafted cigarettes from Davidoff, because Smash know exactly where he's been every day. Lovely tie, thank you.
The camera like a person, will you?
I will do.
We've talked everything from Churchill to Cromwell to...
Yes, Crypto 7, it will be a mix of everything, and a nice mix of history and what it is just to be a Venetian, really. For people who see Venice and appreciate it. I think a lot of people, they get here and they think there are too many people, too many tourists, it's expensive. Ultimately, it will be about what it is to be a true Venetian and be truly in love with this city. It's going to be a nice little mix of everything. I'm actually not wearing a watch at the moment, Bishop. Yesterday I was wearing my IWC, the Mark 15, the Flieger, but it got soaked, so I'm not really wearing one today. I do have a little Rolex in there, but it's a secret one.
Let's go. Let's do a tour of Florence. By the time we saw them later,
Covery, is there life after life? I mean, well, it depends what you consider life after life. I'm a bit of a Christopher Hitchens fan. So ultimately, I think it's what you take out of it. It's where you go with your philosophy on that one. I think if there is a place, I will be with Christopher Hitchens. Thank you, Thomas. My tie is from the sailing club here, the Compagnia della Vela, of which I'm a member. We like to go sailing here from Venice. Sometimes we take up the boat and we sail to Croatia or Montenegro. It's not too far. If you're doing, say, 9 knots, if you set off at, say, 6 in the morning, you're there by the evening, and my lord, what a pleasure to be in either Croatia or Slovenia even. You eat like a god. You really do. The quality of the seafood is fantastic on the coast. Absolutely fantastic. And then the moment you go, say, 20, 30 kilometers inland, my lord, it switches over because the quality of the meat is also wonderful. And you know, they don't get it wrong. Much like, I know the Odyssey is very big these days, but if you read the Odyssey, these chaps are the crew of the ship, they always barbecue their meat. They love it. That's all they ever do. Even, in fact, when Odysseus says to them, please don't barbecue the animals on this island because they are protected by a god, they still do, because they still love their meat. And so in Croatia and Slovenia, there's also a restaurant in Slovenia in the mountains where they serve bear. And bear is, how can I say, it's actually fantastic as a meat. It's very, very... well, if you can imagine stag or venison, it's even deeper. It has a wonderful taste. They also make really nice bear prosciutto or dried meats. Salami is also fantastic.
Well, he says, I'm missing the good sub fucking ex-wives.
Eric, that's a wonderful piece of information. Thank you. So 3 rings on his cigarette signify James Bond's rank in the Royal Navy as a commander. How wonderful. My uncle was also a commander in the Navy, so that's a nice little fact I'll tell him.
And he was telling us about the ranch last night.
Hey, well, Ray, I think your own handmade smokes must be even better than James Bond's, if that's the case. You have the... but he had a Turkish mix, if I believe. I don't know, what type of tobacco are you using at the moment, Ray?
The Avengers.
Wrist presence. My opinion on the Reverso, I was actually just talking with Bruce about this.
I have 2 Tramontina.
And so there's this absolutely beautiful one in rose gold that they stopped making in 1996, I believe. And it's called the Deco, and has this beautiful black face. And if you want a Reverso, you want something from that 1930s elegance, no? In fact, I might have a picture of it here, still on my phone. I do want to show you it.
These are untouched. I know it looks...
I do still have the photograph on my phone. As I was just talking with Bruce about it. And how beautiful is this, ladies and gentlemen? Look. Oh, you have to see it. This is my favorite Reverso. Can you see? How beautiful is that? Look at that. So that's got that true 1930s elegance that you want from a Reverso, right? Look at that one, Oisín. You remember?
Beautiful.
That's it. So on the back, it's just rose gold. You know, you don't have to mess around with two-face. If you ever want to play, polo, then you just turn it around and you don't smash your watch face. Stunning watch, yeah. Yes, it is indeed. It's. I think they stopped making it. This example here is from 1996. I think they stopped making it either in the late 90s or the early 2000s. It's a beautiful watch. And for me, it is the reversal.
This morning was horrible because we were working.
I found it recently in Milan in a jeweler, which I forget the name of, for about 9,000 euros or so, 8,005. And honestly, that is the reversal. Everyone is too polite to see the secret Rolex, and it shall remain a secret until next time. Ray, dried seaweed with white chief tobacco. So do you go on the beach and pick it up? I mean, people, obviously, we talk about Japanese cuisine and stuff like that. Seaweed is an absolute delicacy. Do you dry it yourself, or is it already dried when you pick it up? Well, Stork, yes. I think reversals have to have a black dial, right? Unless it's the double face. You've got the white one on the back, but I don't think that the entire point of the reversal is not to have the double face, right? Because you're there, you're playing polo, you're an army officer in India. You don't want your watch broken because then you can't function as an army officer because your watch is broken, right? That's the whole point. That's why it was commissioned by British officers, to not break their watch. You turn the dial round, and when you're playing polo, it wouldn't be smashed. So, that's it. Why betray the heritage when you just have the single face? Anyway, you guys should be here. It's lovely weather right now. Really. I know Oscar Wilde said, conversation about the weather is the last resort of the unimaginative. But my lord, I'm talking about it because it's been very hot recently, and this is true Venice right now. True Venice. Because what you have to remember about Venice as well is that the city is, or was, an entire UNESCO World Heritage site. So not many people have air conditioning in Italy in general, but in Venice you can't, because you can't put that thing on the outside of your palace or whatever, because immediately you're breaking the UNESCO World Heritage rules. So many people, including my house, if I'm doing my washing, I can't hang it outside. It's not allowed. You're breaking UNESCO World Heritage rules. So effectively, a lot of the old palazzi, they don't have air conditioning. So this weather right now, breaking after the storm, is, you guys have got to be here. You should come here right now. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Well, Andy, London, yes, indeed, great inventions are born out of necessity, and the necessity of being a British Army officer in the Indian Army, and the necessity of, as I say, the rush in that moment, yes, indeed. Actually, my friend was around recently. He's an ancestor of Hudson's Horse, and maybe some of you might remember that name from the Indian Mutiny. But yes, I met him for a drink last night.
No.
Raphael, well, stick to the G-Shock and you will be all right. Of course you'll be all right. I mean, if only the Indian Army in the 1920s have heard of the G-Shock back then. I know it's a favorite of the American GI and the British Squaddy. In fact, if you notice any photographs that you get out of that period, a lot of them were wearing that G-Shock. You can't go wrong with it. When you need to know the time, you need to know the time. Am I right?
But it was probably going back to...
Well, Colin Kerr, yes, you're right. Yes, discussing with Bruce, indeed, Bruce is spot on about that one.
And I'll just put this watch into the frame.
You don't mess around with the reverser. It was invented for a reason. You only need one face, surely.
A helicopter, is there? Interesting.
Which way's
The
it going?
hospital.
No, a helicopter usually flies out from the hospital straight north
Oh, yeah.
because they want to avoid and get into that airspace of the
What's this nighttime
of the
shots
airport.
of the city?
No, it could just be. Do you know what it'll be? It'll be an early visitor for the Biennale, the Mostra Cinema.
Oh, really?
I think so. So it'll be from the Lido airport.
Oh, wow.
If they're flying over here, they're avoiding the airspace of the airport
Okay.
because those guys who come into the hospital, they always come in from the northwest
Oh,
because it's the trauma department, isn't it, for people who've been skiing and stuff like that.
yeah.
And so they fly back into the airspace.
Yes.
Whereas if they're crossing airspace east to west right now, they're avoiding the airspace.
I see.
So it could be from the Lido airport.
That's interesting. It's a little
Well, it could be. Well, it could be the director, or it could be someone flying in. It could be Werner Herzog, who's going to be here this
Yeah.
year.
I was trying to get tickets.
How about that, guys? Isn't that fantastic? Do you remember that time when he got shot? It is a mere flesh wound. Is that what he said?
It's just a flesh.
It's just a flesh wound.
I was trying to get tickets. I'm on the waiting list for tickets. I got notification, I think yesterday for the Casey Affleck film,
Oh, okay.
and I just took my sweet time reserving, and by the time I hit buy,
No.
they were gone.
Oh, of course.
But I should know because Lydia always says every year, she's like, you have to move immediately.
Of course. Well, Bruce is apparently trying to get tickets for the Ashes next year, and even that was sold out immediately.
Yeah, really?
If you like the Ashes, the last time I was at the MCC watching the cricket, I was sat next to Jacob Rees-Mogg of all the people, if you can imagine. Ah, Ray. So you dry the seaweed for 5 days. Trial and error theory. Well, do you know what? It's so healthy for you, seaweed, that it might just cancel out the. It might just cancel out the idea of smoking it itself. But I'm a smoker, so what would I know? Speaking of which.
This guy. Phil.
Where are my cigarettes? Has anyone seen? Are they underneath the tramezzino?
Dunhills underneath those.
How bizarre. It's always in the last pocket you look, isn't it?
Do you want another red wine? Do you like that?
The same wine? The same wine?
What do you think of that Tramezzino?
I have one here.
No, go for it. Sure, I have two.
It's an egg thing. I love eggs.
Oh, that's prosciutto and egg, right? You go for it.
Of course we have a leaf.
They're super fresh. I got them over by the Teatro Fenice.
Oh, you might like this, guys. Look, so I've got the braces from Holland and Holland, the shotgun makers in London. If we can get a bit closer, look, you can see how they've got mini shotgun cases on them. You see? Aren't they beautiful? They're made by Michael Drake of London, of Drake's. Pure silk, of course. Never put any elasticity in your braces.
$2.09. Nice. He likes those. So Ray smokes seaweed?
Yeah, he smokes seaweed, man. He's drying it himself for 5 days. Sounds actually like a nice little recipe. Ray, what do you think James Bond would have thought about it? Would he be in a line for it? Maybe you need to pop down to Dunhill yourself and or Davidoff, sorry, in St James's. Might make your own line of cigarettes there. Have you seen that tobacco? Actually, it's just called No Name, like the wine.
No.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. It's just a pure white packet,
Uh-huh.
no name, and then on the inside it says, "We've been making tobacco in Virginia since 1728."
Uh-huh. With the mic out of the forest there.
We've been making tobacco since 1728, and this is it. We call it No Name because you don't need to know. It's just quality.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll pick some up. You remember? Oh, great to see you too, the Wonga man. Good to see you.
Ray Ray's a regular.
He's out in the west of Ireland.
Well, Annie London, this was before I knew Rhys Mogg from his failed attempt to become an MP in the 1990s. And so he was a bit of an unknown back then when I was sat next to him. And I was trying to tell my friends about who he was, but no one cared about who he was back then. It was only me who said, "Oh, look, there's Jacob Rees-Mogg." And then obviously say what you like about his career,
I actually was
but in my pure opinion, Minister for Brexit Opportunities is Minister without portfolio, that is, for Brexit Opportunities. Didn't really perform that well, shall I say, as someone who lives on the continent. And I think you can gather my opinion about that fiasco, like all of us.
But I never fill up my toes because I don't expect to be written on my toes.
They'll bite
And I
you
was
anyway.
bitten last night.
They will. They'll bite you. They will.
Alex,
Well, did I really? Ray. Well, okay, here we go. Inside pocket somewhere.
maybe I need some.
Yeah, it's not good.
As I say, always in the last pocket you look into, so they're in here somewhere.
Hydrocortisone would have helped, but I didn't make it in time.
Got any antihistamines?
No.
Might help.
No.
How many pockets do I have inside here, eh, Ray? Oh, flashback. When Jacob Rees-Mogg campaigned in Fife. That was it, with being driven around in his nanny's Rolls Royce, canvassing in Fife, my lord. So there's an opinion about Rees-Mogg from the people who know him, and obviously he's so well put together and has that accent that people just accept him for who he is without even questioning. And the ones who truly know him, so I don't even remember like the Ricky Gervais show with Carl Pilkington. So a lot of people who know him actually explain him as a very posh Carl Pilkington. And if you remember that Ricky Gervais used to run circles around Carl Pilkington. And so to those in the know, then Rees-Mogg is a very, very posh Carl Pilkington. I mean, I only said a few words to him originally, but even to me, he didn't really seem that switched on. Let's be fair.
You've seen that today, that considering how much we like meals back home, doesn't really go to the restaurants. Must go there,
You killed that last night.
I think it was the rain that killed that
That's
one.
what I'm saying.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my poor old Zippo from 1956, as you can see here. Oh. Well, you can see the old.
I only bought one
Lettering
so I
there.
could film it right round
It's
the
got
back.
3 dots on the left and 4 dots on the right. It means it's from 1956,
In slow motion.
which
Wound up eating two.
is the year of the. Begins with an S, ends with a crisis.
You know, I suppose it's a year that he's been sitting there every now and again when he's got a battle.
So I have to use Oisín's. See, birds of a feather flock together.
The John O'Malley.
The John O'Malley.
But it's not fair.
Well, actually, it was funny because Rebecca went, what's the alcohol content of that limited? What? 14.
Mega Man,
Yeah.
70, thank you.
It's a
Great to see you too.
4.2 on
Happy to be back on the channel.
They say it should be 15,
Always a pleasure,
£15 a bottle. It's
especially on such a fine evening.
90.
Love it.
How are you doing yourself? You well?
We need the Tomasi. We need to open the Tomasi and try the Tomasi. The Assamento Tomasi.
Ah, Ray. Interesting. So you mix it with pipe tobacco as well. So I've actually started to occasionally roll myself a cigarette with some pipe tobacco too. I mean, there's no difference. It's just it's coarser. It's coarser. So it's difficult to roll, but it's effectively it's just it's coarser. That's it. You need. So I would recommend the Rizzler Blue or green. Also, they do the red, which is a bit harder. So it contains the pipe tobacco a bit better, so it's easier to roll. But it's a really nice cigarette. Actually, it's a lot more aromatic.
You guys heard about Dolly Parton, yeah? Dolly's gone, can you believe it?
Dolly Parton did die. Yes, it's a
No,
shame.
Terribly inconsolable.
Well, I've actually been to Dolly.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. They love her like you wouldn't believe they
Tenny,
Yeah.
2x4. Well, the funny thing is once you've had a beard as long as I have, it's when you shave it off that you feel like a wet dog because you actually feel the wind on your face for the first time in years. It's a terrifying feeling. You're not used to it at all. It's wonderful to have a beard in this weather, actually.
Anthony Kurzak, I don't know if I'm saying his name right. He's a comedian,
Yes.
great comedian, very dry, very kind of sick-minded comedian, American. Once he grew a beard, they were like asking him, "What's the difference?" And he goes, "You don't understand. It's like sunglasses for the lower part of your face."
Well,
There's another theme from Nino Rota, from The Godfather. It's the Cavalleria Rusticana, no?
it is, yes. Moxica, we're all feeling that loss. Dolly Parton has gone, and it's very, very sad news. Lovely, lovely lady. I mean, oh, you missed Jonathan again? He was hanging around.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. There was also Andy
Oh, the one?
with this hat on, yeah.
With his hat.
Always the same hat.
Dolly, the original feminist, yes. What a woman. Dolly wrote I Will Always Love You and Jolene in the same day.
Oh, really?
Can you believe it? Imagine pumping out those two bangers within hours of each other.
My husband died a couple of years ago.
Remember Johnny Cash, he lost his wife and then he died.
Also Queen Elizabeth
Oh yeah?
with the Duke of Edinburgh. No, because from all accounts, it was him who used to make her laugh. You know, can you imagine going through the rigmarole every day of waking up and doing arguably something that you might not want to do, but he was he was always the one who said a little joke in her ear in order to bring her through the day.
I see. Yeah, some people say that when you retire, you've nothing left to kind of get up in the morning for, so you begin to fade. Or when you lose your best friend, your significant other, you start to fade. So I don't have to worry about either of those things.
I was going to say, retire? From what?
Ray Ray's going on about the smoke. Stop it, Ray Ray.
Well, no, he's right, because Ray Ray is right about the Rizzler papers. It depends. If you are doing pipe tobacco, then you need a stronger paper, in my opinion. Everyone's always smoking those silvers, you know, the super fine, and they're not for everybody, you know.
Yeah.
There's our friend on the clarinet, you remember?
You stop playing, thank God.
Project Hill Mary.
Can't hear you, man.
Project Hill Mary.
Yeah, good film. Actually, James liked that film too.
Which one's that?
Project Hail Mary.
Oh my lord, it's beautiful. I walked out halfway through. I honestly stood up.
He's talking about the Odyssey now.
I'm talking about the Odyssey now. So I did, I know a fair bit about classics. And the first half of the film is about the siege of Troy, which isn't even the Odyssey. And at one point, I looked at the person next to me and I said, "Are we watching the Odyssey or are we watching the Iliad?" Yes. They looked at me in a strange way, but it was a correct question at the time, I thought. All that stuff about Agamemnon and...
Special effects were fantastic.
Well,
of course.
no, the worst part for me is when the
That's nothing to do with
Cyclops
the
didn't even
story.
speak. The Cyclops didn't even speak. He's meant to reason with Odysseus and his men. He's not meant to be a mute. Anyway, sorry. Sorry, boys and girls. That's my opinion on the Odyssey.
Lydia left me a voicemail the other day about the Odyssey. She didn't like it either.
But then,
And you feel her frustration. She's talking in English to me. And you feel her frustration
Ah,
when she
yeah,
goes
indeed.
into Italian. She's like, I just don't get it. Come a cazzo fai, Fanny? I'm keeping that message forever. It's great.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I studied the Odyssey at A level, so it was but after that, we said, no, we're not going to watch the rest of that. Let's watch this. And we watched Project Hail Mary.
Oh my lord, it's such a good film. Ryan Gosling.
It was brilliant.
I don't want to give any spoilers away. However, the moment when he's curating life in the laboratory and he's like, "Oh, we've got it. Oh no, it's dead." And he looks at all the generals in the background who've all gathered there. You know, you've got everyone from NATO and you've got your Pakistani generals and everything. He's like, "Is my life expendable?" And they're like, "We just had a talk and we'd prefer you didn't die." Ryan Gosling single-handedly carries that film. In fact, my girlfriend Mathilde still does the, if I say "you doing well," she still does the Rocky and goes like that. Rocky, yeah, Rocky for life, my friend.
There were some tears.
Ah,
I fist
yeah.
your bump.
Yeah, that's not how we say it, but okay. I fist your bump. I love it. What a great film. When he's trying to outrun the spaceship as well and it keeps on catching him, he's like, "Oh my god, please leave me alone."
Yeah, he's like, okay, so aliens are real, and I also have to do this.
Yeah.
Like, screw that in. Aliens are real.
Remember that scene in The Simpsons where they're like, "Oh, so Mr. Simpson, you like donuts, eh?" And when he's in hell. and they keep on giving him donuts, and he's like, "We're going to need more donuts here." I could honestly watch Project Hail Mary. Oh, you like Project Hail Mary, right? Oh, well, the rest of your life is going to be in purgatory watching Hail Mary. Fine by me, fine by me.
Well, that's the Library of Babylon. They would throw them into that library because they were readers. But if you like books that much, we'll show you books for 1,000,000 years. Oisín is channeling Scott Ferrara. Oops. Looked at that. There's some newer ones, I think.
RZA Papers, yes, you do. Ray, obviously.
Ray will talk about the Rizzlers all night. Watch. Let me just see this. Great. Thank you, John Schmidt. One is headed my way. Oh, you bought one, John. A lot of
wonderful.
people bought the watch. I got a lot of messages. I'm channeling you, says Scott Ferrara. Eating my homemade salad. Good boy. Salads are good for your system. Have you tried nicotine pouches?
I've seen people who've taken them, but I can't say it. It's a bit brutal to watch, right? So you have to stick it in your gum, right?
It is the guy from the boat yesterday who took the photo, Giovanni.
Oh, really?
Look, we saw each other yesterday on the boat.
We did indeed.
Ciao,
Yeah.
ciao, caro.
Great to see you again. I might pass it back to you, actually.
No problem.
Is that all right?
That's fine. Thank you, sir.
Oh, a pleasure. Yeah, I'm just going to check out for a bit, but I'll still be here, so I'll check back in a minute.
Thank you, man.
Oh, what's Daniel saying?
Hey, guys. What's new? Tony, stay away from the pouches. Yeah, ciao Giovanni Basili. Giovanni, what was that watch you were wearing? Che orologio avevi su ieri sera? Non ho fatto caso.
I'm not going to get this.
He had an AP? No, he didn't. No, the guy in the boat.
Oh, yeah, what was that one? Remember, I thought it was
I thought it was a Baltic or something.
it was a Baltic, right? It had the red,
Thought so.
type on the dial.
Sì, ricordami qual era l'orologio perché non mi ricordo.
Bruce might know. Bruce, who's the name of the... So they
Oh, the combat.
Rolex,
The,
and then they...
yesterday it was the
it was
combat
black
sub.
ceramic, and then they change...
Oh, it was a glycine. It was a glycine.
And then they change... They just put the red typeface on the Rolex style.
That was the old one, the grey dial, grey something.
Remember this? So they're based in London, and they take the Rolexes and then put ceramic.
As I'm having the extra vecchio now, I'm not having the anticos I always smoke. Just trying to take it a little lighter. The extra vecchios are not as strong. Melly C, hey Melly, good day. Hope you're well, Melly. I'm wearing one of my stone dial watches from OisínOMalleyChannel.com. Available in this turquoise blue, real turquoise stone dial. We have malachite green, tiger eye brown, all stone, all real, not just colored. Aventurine glass from Murano, and marble, which I suppose is truest to Cadoro because that's the facade of Cadoro is made from marble. Giovanni has Seiosa time. Casio, a Tissot, Ballade. Nice. Geez, I killed that second spritz. You guys are going slow. I should be, considering the night I had. Around what camera did I use in Torino? I used the Canon R5 and sometimes then used a Osmo Pocket 3. I have the 4, I just haven't got my teeth into it yet. It's been sitting around waiting for me to set it up and start playing with it. It's essentially the same as the 3 with some extra features, but that was handy just for kind of moving around. But when I stay still and I want some very kind of deep, rich, dynamic shots, I use the Canon R5. Nice camera. I have it here because I was shooting my Tramezzini shot. There's my big workhorse. I have 2 Canon RPs and Osmo 2, 3, and 4. I have a GoPro I never use. And what else? I don't even think. This is my main beast. It's a good one. The only gripe I have is it overheats when you shoot in high frame rate. Which, if you notice from the Seagull video, I like to use a lot because I get to slow things down incredibly. And I like those ultra dramatic slow-mos. But if it's warm out, I have about 15 to 20 minutes of that of high frame rate and before the thing overheats. I have to pull out the card, open the thing up. The card will be really hot. And if I'm having a drink with ice in it, I'll usually just stick the drink on top of the card to cool it off. You know, necessity is the mother of invention, as they say. And facciamo un altro giro tutto, grazie. Sì, secondo me c'è già, no, forse no. Forse solo il gin senza il tonic perché c'è già tonic. Però sì, select è un vino rosso per il signore. Due, sì. Carlo, you make a very good point. There's been 200 people in the room for the past hour and only 80 upvotes. That's 120 haters who can't look away. And God knows they cannot look away. Colin Kerr is in the audience. He's talking to me and to you guys. Posto? Sì, è il ripasso that you're getting? Yeah.
Colin's desperate to get your opinion on reversos.
Oh, sure. I love a reverso. I had a gold reverso for about a year, 4 years back. A little small. Very hard to film because it's rectangular. So when you put it on its side, it's much lower. It's so hard to film. The reversos are quite hard to film. I fell in love with the rose gold chrono from 2 years ago. I was wearing it in Miami at the FP Journe boutique after hours. A friend of mine has his own private whiskey and cigar collection there in Miami, behind the bar in FP Journe. And a lot of guys, I was wearing his Richard Mille $300,000 thing. and there was a lot of crazy watches coming in, and gentlemen, finally well-dressed gentlemen coming in, and one guy had just gone by and picked up the new JLC rose gold reverse. I was like, can I have a look at that? And it was by far the most stunning watch in the group. I love a reversal. The only decision you have to make is, apart from whether you want precious metal versus steel, is do you want the traditional with the protective face on the other side, because that was the whole reason, or do you want duo face where you get to look at either a whole new complication, or you get to just stare into the movement of the watch. It depends what you want to do. Usually they make the front side Art Deco and simple and elegant and dressy, and then the reverse side kind of more of a fanfare to horology. But I think the mono face is the more OG. It's like getting an old Speedy with the 3-2-1 movement. You're going back to the original. The whole point of reversal was to protect the watch. So it's kind of going against the ethos of it, if you like, getting a duo face. But I don't mind a duo face. I'm not going to say no. I don't play polo, so I don't do much. I sit in the piazza drinking. That's about as active as I get.
We can play bicycle polo if you want.
White classic monoface with the numerals is the one for me, says wrist presence. Yeah, that will do it. That'll do the trick. If you remember our friend Michaela from the Monday night fashion show, Everything Sartorial, she had a duo face. One side super simple, second side more elaborate with diamonds, depending on the occasion.
Oh, no, depending on which neighborhood you're walking through.
Yeah. So there's a video I made some time ago, maybe a year ago. If money were no object, which watches would I buy? And that JLC is in that video if you want to see some sexy shots. John Schmidt, is that Michaela spelled very oddly? Michaela, like the Greek name. On the Sonner side, I don't know. Did Freddie put Michaela on there? I'm not sure if she has a Sonner. Yeah, maybe he did send her a watch. Oh, that's great. Anyway, the news on Freddie coming to the film fest is he is not coming. Andy from Andy's Watches is, but Freddie says it's the wrong moment. But he is on a first name basis now with Russell Crowe. Obviously, because Crowe is a huge fan of his brand. Well, it's a shame not to see Freddie come to town. It would have been a nice opportunity, but he's not feeling it. Fair enough. Grazie, Carl. Uh-huh. Grazie. Grazie. Andy London, yeah, the rose gold with the bracelet, yeah. That one's an excellent one. That's not the one I'm referring to. Cheers, guys. That's also a stunning one, and rare to see a reversal on a bracelet, but if you're going to have it on any bracelet, you should have it on that Milanese, very fine Milanese rose gold. You want to see it, man. When you see it, don't say anything until you see it. It might be the most sexy watch released last year.
When does the bracelet date from?
I don't know if there was original bracelet. Yeah, I guess it's a reissue. Yeah.
Leather strap originally.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Santos or OP, Katia Santos versus Oyster Perpetual. I would say the Oyster Perpetual. I like them both, but I would say the Oyster Perpetual is the one. YT, I do not have a sea dweller
You need to move
currently.
approximately 5 degrees to your right. No, to your right.
Hey Crypto, good to see you. What do you think of Bruce Wayne? Everyone wants. I like the Bruce Wayne, but of course I'm a big fan of the Black Beauty, which is essentially the same watch, but only available on the Oyster. And it was one of the original GMTs with
It's in the papers in the box, but I didn't do it.
ceramic. I of course have the gold version, which was the very first one that came out in 2005. It's still in the bank. Everybody's angry about that. I feel like the watch was very loud. I wore it to Fan Note to see Derek some time back when he came over to Italy, and I definitely was being scoped out by people down there. It's not as safe down there as it is up here, and it just made me feel I had to put the thing in my pocket a few times because I was pretty sure I was being followed, and I'm not a very paranoid person with that, as you notice, because I wear beautiful watches sitting here all day. You're all asking me, oh my God, is it safe to wear that? But it just, you can... Dirk's husband said, you know, you can see that thing from fucking space. Like, it attracts so much attention. It's so obviously in people's face. So, I don't know. But, yeah, the Bruce Wayne is essentially the same as the Black Beauty, except it's got some grey on the, bezel. So it's a very subtle difference. And of course you can get it on a Jubilee bracelet, which is a new thing. I wouldn't say no to one. It's very popular. Or it's very sought after, I would say. It's rare you see one in the wild. You'll see the zombie in the wild, which is the two-tone on the Jubilee.
Half hiding his face, and there's the flash bulbs going off. You remember that one? And it's panning oxygen there with Steve. I held it there with the deco.
The watch CPA, how's the weather? It's great. It's beautiful. Oh, in November it starts to get cold, and you have the famous fog that moves in, which is, I mean, if you don't care about it being beautiful and sunny, maybe you'll like it more. Some people like it more. They prefer Venice during the foggy months because it's so mystical and moody. But you won't be able to sit out all night like we're doing here, because it won't be, unless you have a coat on and a scarf. We have the seasons. We have all 4 seasons here in Venice. When I was in New York, there was summer and winter. That was it. Little bit of spring, a little bit of autumn, but very short-lived. Mostly either deathly heat or deathly cold all year long, or half the year, respectively. Whereas here we have pretty much perfect quarters.
This one? Richard Burton.
Love that dial, Aubrey. Which one? This one? It's real turquoise, man. When you get up close, you can see it's stone. There's breaks in it and slight lumps in it.
My favorite too.
So it is a cut of stone. And during the sunlight, during the day, it's quite amazing. My favorite of the whole bunch, which you can see on OisínOMalleychannel.com, my favorite one is the tiger eye brown. It's kind of miraculous looking.
Mary Morland's Mortlake, Southwest London.
Long did it take us to find it?
So the highlight today wasn't the 3 Michelin stars.
You're talking about grave markers, and I said this is my favourite, and it's General Sir Richard Burton's St Aldham Campton.
That's Richard Burton's grave?
No, it's General Sir Richard Burton.
Oh, General. Okay.
But it's basically just an old army camp tent like that.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
I love that. I love when a writer can put in chromatic breaks like that, or cadences.
I think that's illustrated news or something.
It's very hard to write chromatic cadence that doesn't make people uncomfortable. There's an uneasy sound to a chromatic movement. Is that Barber or Seville? I don't think it's Barber or Seville. That is... It's too new,
Yeah, we went to
isn't it? Someone check though.
I had to do my journals.
I remember I was in Atlanta once, and you go
Sounds too postmodern to me.
take a front desk, and he was a photographer, and he said, "Nobody ever asked me about graveyards. Fantastic, I'll tell you all about it. Go there, and then you're Bobby Green's grave."
The Watch CPA will be travelling throughout the country from Naples to Venice. That's great. You'll get to see all the different shades. Naples, of course, pizza is what you will eat there. Famous for that. It's where pizza started. There's the true pizza. No pizza after you leave Naples will compare. There'll just be a variation on a theme. As you move up, I assume you're going to come up through Rome. You might want to try their pizza because it is a competing idea of a pizza. But if you don't want a pizza there, you should have their cacio e pepe. If you're coming up through Florence, you have to have the tagliata steak. Florence isn't about pasta, it is about steak. And the surrounding regions is about eating boar. Tuscany is all about the boar and dark meat. And then you move up through Bologna, probably, I'm guessing, which is some people consider it the food capital of the world, at least visually. And tortellini and fettuccine, bolognese, of course, Bologna, bolognese, ragu, the sauce. A lot of Parma ham, stuff like that. Mortadella. And then you get to Venice and it's shellfish and squid and things like that. That'll be quite an adventure for you.
You realise how tough it was to join the Indian Civil Service or something like that? Say 1 out of 40 applicants made it.
So you could show the guys the piazza. So here at the piazza, guys, it's 10:30 at night. Not many here left at the bar other than us. Band is playing over there. There's a band still playing over there. Nice vibe. The moon is out. It's a beautiful moon. It's perfect temperature. Absolutely perfect. That's lovely. It's a tough life, but someone has to do it, right? As I said to the audience earlier, I was filming tramezzini, the sandwiches here, earlier. I slept in very late because I was there with this guy till 6 in the morning. It's very easy for that to happen. And yeah, slow old day, and decided to get some chores done and then run into the city and pick up some smokes because I was out. And then grab some nice, thick, fat tramezzini from a place where I love. And I brought them over here, and they know me here, so they didn't mind me filming the tramezzini. And I'm going to use that sequence in the upcoming Turin video, where I tour all around the city of Turin. Torino, as the Italians say. That's the real name. It's Turin, as we say. And show you guys the Breguet Tourbillon. So I'm putting together different scenes, and because tramezzini are so important here in Venice, and the Torinese think that their tramezzini are the real thing. There's a bit of a war, or at least that's the video I'm gonna put together. It'll just be one sequence from the larger video.
No wonder he always had his Bedouin tent.
I must get a brown shirt that I can wear with the tiger eye version of this watch.
So Richard.
It's funny because I have a lot of these blue linen shirts. They're dark, very dark, almost black. Then proper blue, like royal blue maybe. And then this one, and then a real baby blue. I had the baby blue on yesterday. I put on this watch, and the dial was just a little too dark blue versus the baby blue shirt. So I wore the AP Chrono instead. But then today I put this on. I was like, you know what, this matches perfectly. So I'll wear this style. All right, guys, I'm going to finish up in a minute. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the PayPals. Makes a difference. Makes it all worthwhile. I'm going to leave you guys from a nice, fresh, perfectly temperatured Piazza San Marco. Drinks and smokes here with the music in the background. It's very relaxing. Final comments from anyone? The Comico, was it? Comicho? No, it's not Cuban. It's Dominican Republic. Oh, don't worry. Actually, they're making better stuff. Nicaragua are making better stuff. Dominican Republic, Haiti, and so on. They're coming out with really interesting stuff. And Cuba has suffered too much from many things, not least of which the embargo, but certainly COVID hit them hard. And now with what's going on over there, they don't even have fucking electricity. So the production has slid off considerably. All right, guys, have a good evening. Great hang, great talk. And I will see you later in the week, I think, probably on Friday night, depending on how deep I'm into the Turin edit. If I'm really on a roll, I might just skip the live because it can just eat up my Friday complete, and sometimes my Saturday because it does go on very late, especially if I go on with Dirk, there's drinks. and then it kind of kills my Saturday as well. And that's, the biggest enemy to productivity is distractions and interruptions, as many writers have said. All right.
Mike's going as well. I got 4%.
Take it easy, guys. We're going to sit here for a while, have a couple more drinks, and I might get some work done tonight, though. At this point, it's looking unlikely. All right. Cheers to you all. Cheers, ears. And I'll talk to you guys soon, all right? Peace. Love. Ciao.